Mark 4:31 to 32, it is like a grain of mustard seed, which, when it is sown in the earth, is less than all the seeds that be in the earth. But when it is sown, it groweth up, and becometh greater than all herbs, and shooteth out great branches, so that the fowls of the air may lodge under the shadow of it.
The expressions in the Bible, such as is the least of all seeds, Matthew 13 to 32, and is less than all the seeds that be in the earth, Mark 4:31, contradict scientific data. This is because orchid species such as orchis, and especially Epidendrum, have the smallest seeds in the world. These seeds are remarkable not only for their microscopic size, but also for their simple structure lacking even a nutrient reserve, endosperm. In order to germinate, they must enter into a symbiotic relationship with mycorrhizal fungi. In contrast, a mustard seed is approximately 1 millimeter in size, easily visible to the naked eye, and capable of germinating on its own. This evidence clearly shows that the biblical statement cannot be considered accurate, neither metaphorically nor scientifically. If these words truly come from an absolute divine revelation, then the language used should have been much more precise and careful. A more cautious phrase like one of the smallest would have preserved the metaphorical meaning while avoiding a contradiction with science. However, the text clearly uses a comparative and absolute expression, the smallest. This situation suggests that the text was either written based on the limited botanical knowledge of the time or was rooted more in human observation than in divine revelation. A text that is truly the Word of God should never contain errors. As a result, this verse clearly contradicts scientific data, making it a striking example that the Holy Scriptures do not always contain universal and timeless truths.
The common Christian defenses of the phrase the smallest seed is the mustard seed found in the Bible argue that the passage is metaphorical, conveyed in a way understandable to the people, based on the knowledge level of the time, and that the Bible's purpose is to deliver a spiritual message rather than scientific teaching. However, there are strong objections to these defenses. Since the text contains absolute and definite expressions, it cannot be metaphorical. If it is the Word of God, it must carry a universal and timeless truth and cannot be limited by regional or temporal knowledge providing incorrect information. Based on the target audience contradicts God's wisdom, and even a spiritual message cannot be considered separate from scientific reality. Revelation must be consistent both spiritually and factually. Otherwise, the divinity of the text is called into question.